Okay, so step one we're putting in the chest mod to make the chest open and close. My game is pulled out at the moment, sitting all the way out. And the first step is to remove this lid. And this is probably the hardest part, I think, in the entire install process. This little plastic piece is what gives you a lot of hardship because getting it back on is really painful. So you're going to remove, there's two nuts. Of course, there it goes. Two nuts right here, left and right nuts. Once you remove this, you'll have better access to these nuts. Once you remove those two nuts, this whole lid comes right off. It's really that easy. It's just two lids, two little nuts holding it on. And inside is a new bracket that I've given you. You're going to use these four outside screws. You're going to use those existing screws, take off the stock bracket, and install the new one that I give you. Very, very easy. This is already installed on there for you. The hinge is attached to this plastic 3D printed new bracket, and then it also mounts back onto those existing screws or the nuts you just took off. Okay? Very simple. That's really it. It's a simple, easy process. So that's step one. All right? Easy. I would keep this slightly loose while you're installing it because these weren't made to be like exact. So they do move a little bit. So a little bit looser, it'll let it sit a little bit better on the top of the chest. So it doesn't sit like, crooked. I'm just very OCD. Okay, so that's step one. So step two, I'm going to come around here and give me one sec. As I said, mine's already installed, so I'm just showing you basically what I did. I'm going to use, this is just a harness that I made. It's not hooked up to anything at the moment, but for purposes of the video, just imagine that these two black and red wires are running over to your bracket that you had. And you'll see that this is what provides power to the servo, okay? So what you're going to do is you are going to locate the black pearl loom of wires, and that is this circle right here. I'm going to back out so you know exactly where I'm at on the playfield. This is looking at the back of the playfield in the vertical position. And you're going to have this bundle of wires that comes through, and there are 7 connectors that connect to the black pearl. The one you're looking for, I have mine numbered because I removed the black pearl to put the cliffies on, so I have mine all numbered 1 through 7. But you're looking for a double red, double black, and you're going to remove that, and that's step one of this part. You're going to take the harness that I gave you, and you're going to hook up, you can only go one way, hook up the wires there, and then hook up the other part, the black pearl wire. If I can get this real quick, sorry. Okay, there's that. So that just passes through the power. So your black pearl lights are still lit up. See, they're still lit up. And then your wires are going to run right to the bracket. Okay, that's simple enough. All right. Next step of this process is once this is positioned on this metal bracket, this metal bracket here that came in the game has 2 holes on the right side. Actually has it on both sides, but you're going to use the right side. And on your servo bracket, there's 2 holes. See if I can get in there. Right there, there's hole number 1 and hole number 2, top and bottom. And those line up with the holes on the bracket, okay? So what you're going to do is take those screws, you're going to put them through the hole using a needle nose plier. It's right here. Hold the needle nose against the side of the frame and thread it through and make sure it's tight. And that will secure that to this metal piece, okay? So the next step is going to be moving this coil. Make sure when you put this on top and you mount it that this little roller wheel here is in front of the switch, not behind it. So hopefully you're watching this before you do it. So make sure that little roller wheel is in front. So if you want to make sure, one thing I should have said earlier is just push that up and it'll stay forward. And then put the bracket on, and then you can release. To release it, you would just hit this little spring right here. There you go. All right, cool. So now you're all mounted. The last step is to put on the rod. So give me 1 sec to get the playfield back. The best way to put this on is to come from the top, from up here, and guide it down. You're gonna place the hook towards the back of the game, and there are 2 holes back here. You are not using the circle. You're gonna thread the rod through the oval shaped one, which is, it's hard to see here, but you'll see it when you're looking at it with your game, but not the circle. To the right, there's a little oval, an oblong oval, and that's gonna go right down through there, okay? And that goes all the way down until it gets to the servo. You might have to pull it down by hand, but this, if you have a pinball machine, you should be able to do this. This is pretty simple. So I'm gonna raise it back up here for 1 second. Give me a sec here, be right back. Once you have the rod coming all the way down, you're gonna put it into the hole of this brass, I don't know what you'd call this little thing, this little brass piece here. And then you're going to finger tighten the screw that holds this rod in place. And then the final part is making all the adjustments to make it work. And that is going to be on you to make the adjustments for how you like them. The rods provided are 12 inches long. You have plenty of play in there to make it how you like it, but it's very, very simple. The best way I've learned to adjust it is to basically adjust it in the down position. So basically I like doing it like this because I have access with my hand to get up here and adjust slightly, okay? So again, you're gonna have to adjust and play around until you get it exactly how you want it. But once it's in position, you're able to go. And if you want to test it before you put the game back in, what you would do is make sure that your 12-volt power is pulled out by pulling that nub right there. You're gonna go into your test mode. Go to test. Test again. Go down to device test. Go down to fork test. And just play around until you get it how you want it. And there's your fork test. And that is basically it. When the forks go up, the chest goes up. The forks go down, the chest goes down. Any questions, just let me know. Hit me up. Enjoy your new mod. See you guys.